Australia. Think Australia is all about beaches and kangaroos? Here's a fact that will blow your mind, and no, not even the Australians themselves know it. If you're ready to have your mind blown, be sure to like and subscribe, because you're about to hear things you've never heard before. Number 1. Australia is the only continent in the world. Australia is the only country that covers its entire continent. This means that Australia is both a country and a separate continent. This gives it a unique culture, nature, and geographical location that is unlike anywhere else in the world. Number 2. There are over 10,000 beaches in Australia. Australia is a paradise for beach lovers. If you went to a new beach every day, it would take you about 27 years to see all of its beaches. From white sand beaches to coral reefs, Australia is one of the best places to surf and dive. Number 3. Home to the world's deadliest animals. While most people are afraid of snakes and spiders in Australia, the reality is that Australia is home to animals like the great white shark, saltwater crocodile, and funnel web spider, but don't worry, they rarely pose a threat if you follow safety precautions. Number 4. The night sky in Australia is incredible. Due to the lack of light pollution in some areas, Australia is one of the best places to see the Milky Way. Especially in the central and desert regions like Alice Springs. Number 5. There are over 250 indigenous languages in Australia. Before the arrival of European settlers, hundreds of indigenous peoples with different languages lived in this land. Many of these languages are still preserved in indigenous communities. Number 6. The world's largest coral reef is in Australia. At over 2,300 kilometers long, the Great Barrier Reef can be seen from space. This amazing area is home to thousands of marine species and is a paradise for divers. Number 7. There are more kangaroos than people in Australia. There are an estimated 50 million kangaroos in Australia, that's almost twice the human population. Number 8. Coffee is a serious culture in Australia. Australians love their coffee, especially the flat white, which originated in this country. Sydney and Melbourne are home to some of the best cafes in the world. Number 9. Melbourne has been named the world's best city to live in for several years in a row. Melbourne has been ranked as one of the world's best cities for several years in a row, thanks to its high quality of life, strong culture, good public transport and safety. Number 10. Australia has the opposite winter and summer. Because it's in the southern hemisphere, Australian summer is from December to February, which is exactly when the northern hemisphere is in its winter chill. Number 11. Australia's national dish isn't bread, it's Vegemite. Vegemite is a dark, salty yeast-based spread that Australians love, but many people find it strange. Number 12. Koalas sleep almost their entire lives. Koalas sleep up to 20 hours a day. Most of their time is spent eating eucalyptus leaves and napping. Number 13. Australia is one of the most immigrant-friendly countries in the world. About 30% of Australia's population was born overseas. This means it's a multicultural, open, and accepting society. Number 14. Driving on the left in Australia. Like the UK, drivers in Australia must sit on the right side of the car and drive in the left-hand lanes, something different and appealing to many tourists. Number 15. The diverse and exotic climate. From hot deserts in the center to the tropics in the north and snowy mountains in the southeast, Australia has it all. So far, we've only scratched the surface of Australia. In the next part, we're going to delve into the secrets that even many Australians themselves don't know. From the strangest laws to the unique lifestyle of immigrants, don't miss the rest of the video, because we're just getting started. Immigration to Australia and job opportunities. Australia has been one of the most popular immigration destinations in the world for years, and not only because of its pristine nature, but also because of its high quality of life, stable economy, and diverse job opportunities. Every year, thousands of people from Iran, India, China, the Philippines, and the United Kingdom immigrate to this country for a better life. Immigration to Australia can be done through methods such as work immigration, skill visa, education, investment, or marriage. But why do people choose this country? First, salaries in Australia are high. Even ordinary jobs like truck driving, carpentry, or electrician can earn high incomes. If you work in fields such as IT, health, engineering, or education, you have a very good chance of finding a job, because Australia is facing a shortage of workers in these fields. Second, the Australian government has provided many facilities for immigrants. From free Medicare to free English language training for newcomers. But the bottom line, living in Australia isn't cheap. The cost of living in big cities like Sydney and Melbourne is high, especially rent. But with a modest salary, you can live a comfortable and quality life. And perhaps most importantly, the future is bright for immigrants. If you enter on a skilled visa and find a steady job, you can apply for permanent residency after a few years, and even citizenship. Canada or Australia? Which country is better for immigration? Two of the most popular immigration destinations in the world that are always at the top of the list of immigrants. But the question is, which is better for life, work, and the future? Weather and nature? If you love snow, rain, and cold nature, Canada can be your paradise. Long and snowy winters in Canadian cities are a special experience. But if you are looking for warmer weather, beaches, sea, and abundant sunshine, Australia is a more attractive choice. Especially if you are into nature tourism and water sports. Job opportunities? Canada has a wider job market and there are more opportunities in fields such as engineering, technology, construction, and healthcare. But Australia also has a shortage of labor in fields such as medicine, nursing, IT, construction, and specialized industries. Salaries are competitive in both countries, but the cost of living in Australia is usually a little higher. Immigration system? Both countries have points systems that award points based on age, education, language level, and work experience. The difference is that Canada has more immigration pathways, such as express entry, provincial programs, and family programs. Australia also has a specific pathway, but it is more competitive and the conditions are a little tougher. Language and culture? Both countries are English-speaking and immigration-friendly. Canada is more multicultural, and due to the large number of Asian and Middle Eastern immigrants, there is much less of a sense of alienation. But Australian society is also welcoming to immigrants and has a more free and easygoing lifestyle. Cost of living? Overall, the cost of living in Australia is slightly higher than in Canada, especially in cities like Sydney or Melbourne. But on the other hand, taxes are higher in Canada and some public services, such as health insurance, are better covered there. Future for children? In both countries, the education system is very strong and of a high standard. There are world-renowned universities, free and multilingual schools, and the opportunity to grow up in a healthy and modern environment for children. And finally, if you're looking for a more laid-back environment, lower cost of living, cold weather, and fast immigration routes, Canada is the place to go. But if you love warm weather, beautiful beaches, open spaces, and a more relaxed lifestyle, Australia could be a great choice. Both countries are dream destinations. You just have to figure out what your dream looks like. Cost of living in Australia for immigrants: how much do you need to earn to live comfortably? Australia is a developed country, with a high standard of living and a decent income from employment. But the big question is, how much does it cost to live in Australia for a new immigrant? Rent is one of the main costs of living in Australia. In big cities like Sydney or Melbourne, renting a one-bedroom apartment in the city centre can cost between $2,000 and $3,000 per month. In suburban areas and smaller cities like Adelaide or Perth, this amount can drop to $1,500. Food and drink. For one person, the monthly cost of food is around $400 to $600. If you eat out a lot, this figure can easily go up. For example, a simple meal at a cheap restaurant can cost between $15 and $25. Transportation. If you have a car, you need to factor in the cost of gas, insurance, and parking. But public transportation is also common. A monthly bus and subway pass costs about $150 to $200 in major cities. Bills and internet. Electricity, water, gas, and internet costs typically run about $200 to $300 per month. This varies depending on household consumption and the season, especially in the summer when air conditioning is on or in the winter when heating is needed. Insurance and health. Immigrants are usually required to take out private health insurance until they become permanent residents, which can cost between $100 and $250 per month. Of course, once you become permanent residents, you can access Medicare for free. Entertainment and other expenses. Movie tickets, around $20. Gym membership, $60 to $100 per month. Clothes, personal items, and incidental expenses also vary depending on your lifestyle. How much do you need in total? To live relatively comfortably as a single person, you need to earn around $3,000 to $4,000 per month. For a family of 3 or 4, this number can go up to $6,000 to $8,000 per month. The good news is that salaries in Australia are high. The minimum wage is over $23 per hour, and skilled jobs pay much more. When the name Australia comes up, many people immediately think of Sydney or Melbourne, but you might be interested to know that the capital of Australia is not Sydney, not Melbourne, but Canberra. Canberra, a different and calm capital. Canberra is the official capital of Australia, a modern, designed city full of green spaces. There are no skyscrapers or crowded beaches in this city. Instead, it is home to the most important government institutions and prestigious universities such as ANU. For those looking for a scientific, family-friendly environment without the hustle and bustle of big cities, Canberra is a great choice. The cost of living is also usually lower than Sydney and Melbourne. Sydney, the beating heart of Australia. Sydney is the largest, most populous, and most well-known city in Australia. This city is a combination of modernity, culture, economy and, of course, stunning nature. The Sydney Opera House, the Harbour Bridge and famous beaches such as Bondi Beach are among its world-famous attractions. Sydney is a top destination for many immigrants due to its large job market, diverse career opportunities, and welcoming community. Of course, living in this city is expensive and competitive. Melbourne, Australia's cultural and artistic capital. If you're interested in art, music, books, coffee, and culture, Melbourne is your city. Melbourne has been repeatedly voted one of the most livable cities in the world. With graffiti-filled streets, unique cafes, cultural festivals, and prestigious universities like the University of Melbourne, this city offers a colorful and diverse life. The job market is good, but the weather can surprise you with 4 seasons in one day. Summary for immigrants: are you looking for a quiet, academic, and government-run environment? Canberra is a good choice. Looking for job opportunities, fast migration, and a vibrant city life? Head to Sydney. Love culture, art, and a diverse lifestyle? Melbourne is waiting for you. Now let's get to the delicious part: special dishes and culinary culture in Australia. Australian cuisine is a fusion of flavors from all over the world. Australia is a country that has welcomed many immigrants from Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. The result? A diverse food culture that ranges from sushi to pizza and Lebanese kebabs of excellent quality. Famous Australian dishes: meat pie, one of the most popular street snacks that can be found everywhere. Vegemite on toast, a classic Australian breakfast that may require a special taste. Barramundi, a delicious type of fish that is very common in beach restaurants. Lamington, a sponge cake covered in chocolate and coconut powder, a favorite dessert of Australians. Tim Tam, the famous chocolate biscuit that every tourist. If you are looking for a country with unique opportunities, amazing nature, and a high quality of life, Australia could be your best choice. Tell me in the comments, if you had to choose only one Australian city to live in, which one would you choose? Sydney, Melbourne, or Canberra? and why. If you liked this video, be sure to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss our next travel videos. Our next adventure could be the place you've always dreamed of. Until the next video, take care of yourself and follow your big dreams.